Hello children, now we will see about computer networking chapter 1. So understanding the networking. So for an organization to work efficiently, networking of its resources is essential. So a network can be wired or wireless. A wireless network is completely trouble free and is also easy to maintain. Better operating systems are making networks more secure, thereby ensuring greater safety of data. So, what is a computer network? A computer network consists of two or more computers that are linked in order to share the resources like printers, CD-ROMs, hard disks, scanners, etc. Exchange files or allow electronic communications. Computers on a network may be linked through cables, telephone lines, radio waves, satellites, or infrared light beams. So, besides computers, one requires network interface cards, a hub or switch, network software, and Ethernet cables to form computer network. So these are the some components which are required to form a computer network. Networking software like Windows NT controls and manages all types of activities on the network. The software works with the hardware to create a networking environment on each computer, allowing the user to access, view shared files and resources. It also allows administration of the network. So, hubs and switches are used to connect computers together on a network. A switch is more expensive than a hub. A network built with switches is generally considered faster than one built with the hubs. So, switches is little bit smarter than the hubs. An Ethernet cable plugs into a network card located in each computer on the LAN. So, Ethernet card is there where cable is plugged into. Now the advantages of networks. So here are some of the advantages of a network. First one is the file management. Network offer a quick, easy and reliable way to share files directly instead of using a disk or pen drive to carry files from one computer to another. So no need to take the pen drive, copying the data from here and there. So network offers a quick and easy method to share files directly. Now next one is the resource sharing. Also in the networking, when computers are connected, they can share the resources. So for example, a printer, modem, fax machine, CD writer, other peripherals which are connected to a specific node can be accessed by other nodes connected in a network. So this eliminates the need to buy multiple sets of hardware, leading to significant cost saving. So resource sharing saves the money. So in organization, hardware resources can be shared and it saves the lot of cost. Cost saving on the software. If you have 10 computers in your lab and you want to install the same software in each computer, it will work out to be very expensive. But if there are network, it will be much cheaper than buying individually 10 licensed copies. So also here cost saving on the software. So next one is the internet sharing. These days broadband is becoming very popular and provides very high bandwidth, which results in fast internet access speed. So if computers are networked, all computers can take advantage of high bandwidth and access internet at a fast speed. So also the net internet sharing, so people can share the internet while the computers are connected to each other. Next one is the security. Files and programs on network can be password protected and specific users can be given specific types of access rights to folders and files to restrict the access to the authorized users only. So network is also provide the security. So the password protection is there. So specific users can be given the specific or the special permission to access the folders or files. So these are some of the advantages: file management, resource sharing, cost saving on software, internet sharing, and also the security. So here we will talk about the types of networks. So three types of networks are there on the basis of their geographical area coverage, like local area network LAN, wide area network WAN, and metropolitan area network, that is the MAN. So a LAN is a computer network that covers a relatively small area. LANs can be connected to each other via telephone lines or radio waves. Next one is the wide area network. A wide area or the WAN is a computer network that is spread over a large geographical area like two different countries or cities. So typically a WAN consists of two or more local networks connected through the telephone system or can also be connected through the leased lines or the satellites. So the largest WAN in existence in the internet you can see on the picture. Now next is the MAN, that is Metropolitan Area Network. A MAN is a network which connects an area larger than the LAN but smaller than a WAN, such as a city which dedicated or high performance hardware. So a MAN is usually cover the whole city. So a CAN, also called the campus area network, is a computer network made up of an interconnection of local area networks with a limited geographical area like a college campus. So now various network architectures are there when talking about the networking. So here we will see first one is the peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer networking is common in a small area network, particularly home networks. So peer-to-peer networks have nodes connected to each other but do not have the servers. Files can be shared between the nodes and a printer connected to one node can be accessed by another node. Peer-to-peer networks are simpler to set up than client-server networks. So now we will talk about the client-server network architecture. So the term client server refers to a model for a computer networking that utilizes client and server devices. So each designed for specific purposes. The client server model can be used on the internet like web browsers, clients and web servers as well as local area networks. Network clients make requests to a server by sending messages and servers respond to their clients and returning the result. So in the client server network, clients are there and the server is there or the servers are there. So client usually make the request to the server. So the server in response reply and give the service to the users, that means the clients. So servers are more powerful computers and are held at centralized location within organization. So these provide services and information to a number of workstation computers. And the clients, which are usually computer workstation on the desktop employees in an organization. So now we will talk about the wireless LAN. A wireless LAN is one in which a moving user can connect to a local area network through a wireless radio connection. So maintenance of cabling in a network is not an easy task. Breakage, loose connections, disconnections from the hub or the switch are common occurrences. This hampers the working of a network. As long as wires are going to be there, these problems cannot be avoided. So the solution is a wireless LAN. So you can see in the wired network, it is not an easy task to maintain the cable. Breakage of the cable, losing the connections, disconnections from the hub or the switch, failure of the switch are common occurrence. So the solution is a wireless LAN, forming wireless connection. So now we will see how you can form or how we can form the wireless connection or how the wireless connection can be formed. So in a wired networking, one end of the cable is in the network interface card fixed in the CPU cabinet and the other end is inserted into a port on the back of the networking switch or the hub. If the NIC is wireless, the card will feature a small antenna instead of the Ethernet port. So you can see if you are using the wireless network interface card, the antenna will be there. So the antenna transmits the signals to the wireless networking switch, also called access point, which also bears an antenna rather than ports. So normally radio waves are used to form wireless LANs. So Windows in a network environment. These days almost everywhere you will find computers in a networked environment. You must learn the modalities of working in a network. So now here we will see logging on to the network. To access drives and folders on other computers in a network and gain access to printers and devices attached to, you must connect your computer to the network. So this process of connecting to the network is called a logging on. The purpose of logging on is to let the network know who you are. So while on the network every computers are connected, but to access the resources you have to log on to the network to access the other computer or other hardware resources. So logging on consists of two identification steps. First is you need the user ID or the user name, and second one is the password. So whenever you are on the network and you are logging on, you need to enter the username and you need to enter the password for your identification. So different users having the different IDs and passwords. So every login user will be able to access only those files and folders for which the user has been authorized. That means if you are authorized to access the particular folder, so that you can only access that particular folder, not the other things. So logging off the computer, logging off will disconnect you from the network and network resources like the printer, disk or other computer peripherals, and you will not be available, and it logging off will disconnect you from the network and network resources will not be available to you. So when you log off from your computer, that means log off from the network, you will not be able to access the printer or disk of the computers. It is wise to log off when you have to leave your computer unattended, even for a short time. This way, nobody will be able to misuse the network resources by using your identity. So, whenever you are not working on your computer present on the network, you have to log off your computer. So, in this way, nobody will be able to misuse the network resources by using your identity. So, steps are given here how you can log off from the network. So it is very simple. So as you do the shutdown process, when you will click on the arrow, you will see the log off option. So click on the log off and you will be logged off. In this case, your computer will not shut down, only you are logged off from your account.